What I like about YouTube is any fool can broadcast theirself. Pulling Ruby's tooth. She went into the trailer this morning. Big, thoroughbred chestnut mare, just as easy as please by herself. 3 days we've been trying to get her in, but with a nervous wind blowing, our uneasiness, her balkiness when we urged her to get her hind feet up, we didn't push it. Just fed her sweet grain each morning in the trailer. She'd go front feet in far enough to get her feed and stretch out long in the middle, keeping those hind feet anchored on the ground. We figured it's progress with a horse to get her eating from the trailer, and that's enough for one day, and even the next. But patience paid off on the day she stepped right up and got in all the way. Got tired of the long stretch, I guess. There she was, snug in with the door closed and the bar in place, and not upset about it, just eating away. We got our gear, climbed in the Chrysler, started the motor, and we're off to the vet. Neat guy by the name of John Pallaro. Ruby had a tooth that grew funny in her mouth. It was too high, and when she chewed, her food dropped out. I drove slowly. Makes me nervous to pull a horse. We got there. She backed out, nice and calm, to wait her turn. Vet looked in her mouth, grabbed her tongue, and pulled it out to one side. Said the tooth was loose and needed to come out. She would have to be put out, and he gave her 2 shots that made her head hang down drowsy. I led her inside a large square room, padded with black, thick rubber on the floor and sides. Vet gave her another shot, and in a minute or so she toppled over, 1,500 pounds of spirit flesh. But she got her left hind leg caught underneath her, and it took 4 men pulling her tail and pushing her around to get her leg out from under. Then one man got on her neck, another worked on her head, getting a wedge between her teeth, and the vet came with pliers, pulled, and the tooth came out slick. He delivered it into my open hands. We agreed it was probably worth 2 carats to the tooth fairy. John filed her teeth off then. That's called floating the teeth. And horses need to have it done every year. Easy to do now in her helpless condition. 11 minutes in all, and the fellows got up off her and she started to rise. They were out of the room in a flash with the doors closed and barred. We could hear her huge, crazy thrashing as the drug wore off. John told us to have a cup of coffee and come back in 20 minutes, which we did, and he had her loaded in the trailer. I asked him how he did it. He knows magic with horses. He told me about using the bristle end of a broom in a gentle prod at the right time. I looked in the window of the trailer to see her all wet with sweat and blood staining her mouth, so I got that big baby home fast and into her familiar stall, rubbed her all down with towels. She chewed a little hay, and with her sad ears and eyes drooping, she was home. Ruby recovered from this and went on to produce 2 beautiful foals.